Marvel fan, Kevin Feige is probably popping bottles all over the Disney offices this week. In honor of the occasion, we'll do a new round of the IMAX ticket giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave your favorite X-Men character on the video. For those of you asking about when tickets will be on sale for Avengers Endgame, it'll probably be the first week in April, just like it was for Infinity War. They haven't made any announcements yet, but when they do put tickets on sale, there'll be even more new footage that they'll drop. Like, here you go, here's a whole bunch of new footage. Now everybody, buy tickets to our movie, whatever it takes. The funny thing about the new TV spot too is that there's a couple shots, like when they do their slow motion walk, where the characters are different in the wide shot than they are in all the up close shots. So I'll explain some of the differences. But it's mostly to honor the fallen. Like, that's where they're calling it the Honor TV spot, because they start with the dusted Marvel Studios 10-year anniversary logo. This version of the logo is probably going to be in every single piece of footage that they released for the movie. It looks really badass, but it also reminds you about everything that happened at the end of Infinity War. They show a scene of Black Panther in Shuri's lab during the Black Panther movie. They show a scene of Doctor Strange inside the hospital during the Doctor Strange movie when they were in the middle of that hospital battle. There's a scene of Wasp from Ant-Man and the Wasp. The scene of Captain America and Bucky is from Captain America Civil War. The scene of the Guardians is when they're walking to meet Ego the Living Planet for the first time during Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Then there's a scene of the Quinjet flying over Tokyo. This is probably when Black Widow is going to pick up Hawkeye. But the thing about that is that when they're standing in the rain and he's got all those bodies around him that he's just dropped with that samurai sword, and he's got his full Ronin costume on and turns around and she has the umbrella. She has a lighter shade of long blonde hair, but then when they show this scene of them on the back of this ship, it's actually the Guardians of the Galaxy's Benatar ship, not the Quinjet, and she's got her full-blown red hair with like the one little strand of blonde in it that we've seen from behind the scenes. Like, since the events of the snap, she's been letting her red hair grow back out, so that's why it's mixed in with some of the dyed blonde hair that she had during Infinity War. Then there's a slow motion scene of Thor with Stormbreaker just lifting it up. He's floating in the air, you can tell, because his cape is billowing behind him. So whatever's happening in this scene, it's a slow motion Thor shot. This scene of Iron Man on the Benatar with his voiceover from a different scene saying whatever it takes looks like it's one of those moments where he turns a corner, like he's been all depressed and he thinks they're gonna die, he's leaving his message for Pepper. But then it winds up being one of those call to action scenes like during the cave in Iron Man 1 where he starts MacGyvering his way out of the situation with Nebula. And the funny thing about this last big slow motion hero walk that they do is that if you look at the wide shot, the characters that are in the wide shot are different than the characters that you get in all the close-ups. Face value, assuming that there aren't like any secret characters in the background that they photoshopped out. It's Cap in front and Iron Man right behind him, Black Widow right next to Iron Man, then it's Nebula and Ant-Man in the close-up shots, but then if you look at the wide shot, it's actually Rocket that's standing next to Black Widow. Nebula not in the wide shot. Then behind them in the close-up is Hawkeye and War Machine. Hawkeye is not in the wide shot next to War Machine. In the wide one is actually Banner in a suit that's behind War Machine here, not as the Hulk, just as Banner walking with them. So either there's some trickery that's going on here, or these are from two completely different scenes, which I think is more likely. So it's a little too early to say that there's going to be time loops, or they're going to try multiple different ways to fix things. But just keep in mind, there's not going to be any one thing that they do. So the new synopsis actually reads, the grave course of events set in motion by Thanos that wipes out half the universe and fractures the Avengers' ranks compels the remaining Avengers to take one final stand in Marvel Studios' grand conclusion to 22 films, Avengers Endgame. So the synopsis says they're going to take one final stand, but I think really what's going on is there'll be a couple different types of attempts and a couple different big battle scenes. Like the same way that you got a couple really big battles during Avengers Infinity War. There was the battle at the beginning with the Sanctum, then you had the battle of Wakanda, you had the battle on Titan. So just think about how big and epic Avengers Endgame is going to be. So that means that you're not going to go for very long during the movie without a big action set piece. Like usually those demarcate the different acts of the film. Like there's a really big fight early on, then there's a big fight in the middle, and a really big fight at the end. So just keep in mind that even though they're telling you they're going to take one final stand, there will probably be multiple final stands during the movie. But now we got to talk about the Fox Disney deal. I know everybody's wondering, when are we going to start seeing X-Men and Fantastic Four characters, Deadpool characters pop up in Marvel films? So as of yesterday, Kevin Feige was legally allowed to start developing those movies, those characters. Think about putting them in other Marvel films, making solo X-Men and Fantastic Four films. Right after the deal completed yesterday, Disney updated their masthead with all the big box brands. So like you see the Simpsons on there, there's Deadpool, James Cameron's Avatar. You've probably been seeing memes for the last couple of days. But unless there's some major script rewrites for the next few Marvel Phase 4 films that are going to be shooting this year and next year, don't expect to see a whole bunch of Marvel MCU X-Men characters in movies till at least 2021. As of right now, the movies that are coming out next year are supposed to be the Black Widow movie, which as far as we've heard is supposedly set during the past. They've already finished the Eternal script as well. That movie's supposed to come out at the end of next year. But when all the Hollywood trades are reporting that 2021 is the earliest where you will start seeing X-Men Fantastic Four characters, the movies that are on track to be released that year are Doctor Strange 2, Black Panther 2, and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Right after those will probably be Shang-Chi the next year, 2022, because they just hired a director for that, but they haven't said a whole lot about who else is going to be in it. But the reason why 2021 is the earliest date is because Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is going to be shot after James Gunn does Suicide Squad 2. So even though he's finished the script for Guardians 3, there's still plenty of time for him to swap a character out. James Gunn is the biggest comic book fanboy director that Marvel has on their payroll. He said many times that he would love to include X-Men characters, Fantastic Four characters like Galactus in his Guardians movie. But at the time when he was answering all those questions a couple of years ago when Guardians 2 was getting ready to come out, he said it's just, not feasible. We don't have access to those characters right now. If he does add any X-Men or Fantastic Four characters to Guardians 3, they would probably be more cosmic characters that have ties to the Guardians of the Galaxy. Doctor Strange 2, one of the other movies that's coming out during 2021, is in the middle of being written, so there's still plenty of time to add relevant characters to that story. And Ryan Coogler has just started writing the script for Black Panther 2. That'll probably shoot sometime next year too. Plenty of time for him to add X-Men characters like Namor or whoever he wants. Even as far back as the first Black Panther film, before he landed on Killmonger as the villain, he wanted Kraven the Hunter to be the villain of that movie, and that's a Sony Marvel character, so he was already thinking outside of the box when it came to including other characters. So the only exception to all of the plans that are happening with X-Men and Fantastic Four, all the recastings, which I'll talk about in a second, is Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool character and his franchise. He's the only person, the only character who's probably going to come over and continue playing the character. Disney has already said that they'll continue to make R-rated